Greetings guys, thanks so much for tuning into this video. Now at the last video we left this off at number 50, so if you're enjoying this content, please do make sure that you give this video a like. Also, thank you so much guys for watching. Also subscribe to our channel if you like more content like this. We will be uploading regularly so that will help you prepare for your final exam. So today I just want us to go from 50 and see how far we can go. So we're gonna start from 51, right? 51 says boarding in and alighting from a vehicle while in motion. Option A is permitted in buses, B is permitted in auto rickshaw, C is prohibited in all vehicles. So simply boarding in while the vehicle is moving is prohibited from all vehicles. So this one is our correct answer here. Number 52, this sign represent. Now you can see the sign here. Obviously this one is a truck. I understand that you may not be able to see it quite clearly, but just know that this black thing is a truck. So is it truck prohibited, is it buses prohibited, or heavy vehicles prohibited? Wow, this one is a truck prohibited sign. Now moving on to number 53. Parking is permitted. Option A in turnings, B in footpaths, C where parking is not prohibited. So parking is permitted where parking is not prohibited. So that's the most appropriate answer there. Now moving on to number 54. This sign represents. Now you're looking at this sign. So let me just zoom in so that you can clearly have an appreciation of this sign. So here is the sign, right? So this sign is a bull cart here. So is it a bull cart prohibited, is it a cycle prohibited, or all vehicles prohibited? So definitely this one is a bull cart prohibited sign. Let me just zoom out. Or too far. Now number 55. When fuel is filled in a vehicle, option A shall not check air pressure, shall not smoke, or shall not use any light of the vehicle. Now when you are putting fuel in your vehicle, you should not smoke because that could potentially cause a fire to ignite. So at that instance you are not allowed to smoke at a petrol station. Now number 56, this sign represent. Here is the sign, right? Is it a student prohibited, is it a pedestrians permitted, or pedestrians prohibited? Now I understand that this sign is not clear, forgive me for that one. So this sign is a pedestrian prohibited sign. Now let's go for number 57. Mobile phones shall not be used. Option A in government offices. Obviously that's incorrect, right? B in police station, also incorrect. While driving a motor vehicle, so this one is our most correct answer. So mobile phones should not be used whilst driving, right? As the saying goes, do not text and drive. Now number 58. The sign represent overtaking prohibited through the right side. B turn left, C left turn prohibited. So as you can see, this one is a left turn prohibited sign, right? So this one is a left turn prohibited sign. It is not overtaking prohibited through the left side, so this one is not correct. Or left turn, this is also not correct. Now moving on to number 59. Overtaking is prohibited. Option A when the road ahead is not visible, when the road ahead is not clearly visible. B when the road ahead is wide enough. C when the road ahead is marked with a white broken line. Now when you talk about a white broken line, it definitely means that you can overtake, right? So definitely this answer is not correct. but as opposed to a white continuous white line, which means that you cannot overtake. Now remember, white broken line means you can overtake, white continuous line means you cannot overtake. Now when the road ahead is wide enough, it means also that you can overtake, so this one is not correct. When the road ahead is not clearly visible, this one is correct. So overtaking is prohibited when the road ahead is not clear enough, when the driver does not have a clear view of the road ahead. Now number 60. This sign represents, now looking at this sign, right, we have a 50 inside a red circle. What does it mean? So this definitely is a speed restriction sign, which definitely means that you cannot travel at above 50. So option A, drive the vehicle not exceeding 50 kilometers per hour. This is very correct. So remember, this is a speed restriction. Okay, drive the vehicle at 50 kilometers per hour, incorrect. Drive the vehicle exceeding 50 kilometers per hour. Remember, this one is not a speed restriction, it's a speed restriction. Now moving on to number 61. The pedestrian shall not cross the road at sharp turns or very near to a stopped vehicle. Why? Option A, inconvenience to other vehicles. B, inconvenience to other road users. C, drivers of other vehicles coming at a distance may not see the person crossing the road. So this one is the most appropriate answer here. So the pedestrian shall not cross the road at sharp bends or very near to a stopped vehicle, because the driver of the vehicle coming at a distance may not see the person crossing the road. Now moving on to number 62. The sign represents, so what is the sign? We have a 2m, which definitely means that 2 meters, right? And the arrows are horizontal, they are not vertical. So what does this mean? So this definitely is a width restriction. But if the arrows were like this arrow was here and this arrow was here, I hope you can see the cursor of my mouse, guys. So it definitely means that we are now referring to height. So here we are referring to width. So this is a width restriction sign, which signifies that all the vehicles that have a width of more than 2 meters are not allowed on this portion of the road. So let's look at our answers. Speed limit is 2 kilometers per hour, so definitely this one is incorrect, right? Because this is not a speed restriction sign. No entry of vehicles having more than 2 meters width, correct. Remember, we talked about this being a width restriction. No entry of vehicles having more than 2 meters height, so this is not a height restriction. Now moving on to number 63.